So we'd be the group that was sitting right here. And so we talked about what a local food supply would look like. And so we talked about how it could go beyond community gardens to individual gardens, like flower gardens, becoming real gardens. And so when you were to drive down the street in your wind-powered car, perhaps, you would see it. Instead of seeing a lawn, you would see a strawberry patch, and you would see maybe chickens in the trees, like in St. Lucia, where this lovely man went. So everything would be purposeful. So yes, there are still hedges, but you're growing things in that hedge. So then we thought, what do we do in the winter? And so you plan ahead and you store things like they do at the Living Center. So not everybody is necessarily a farmer. But we would draw a circle around London, and this is the area. So we would try to create food within that area and keep it within that area, rather than 97% of the food from outside the city being brought in. So it's about taking back control of our food supply from big corporations and making it just more individual. So again, not just community gardens, but you in your own yard, making your yard more purposeful. And things like the 100-mile diet, we talked about that kind of stuff too. So what could we do? So that was kind of what it might look like. So basically what we can do on an individual level is vote with your dollar, and when you go to the store, think about what you're buying. Don't buy Chinese garlic, buy it from Canada. You don't have to be perfect at it, you can just try step by step. We could have a citywide plan where through community groups we we talk about harvesting once a year. Do you want to maybe explain that again?
Sure.
Just jumping in a little bit there.
In the medieval time, what happened was they would all people get together at the winter solstice and talk about how tough the winter was going to be and what sort of food that they had and would they make it through the winter the way that they were going. So they would have a plan to how to survive the winter. At this point, that's not a possible thing, but the city is already stepping forward to look at groups like the Salvation Army and Opportunities for Youth and other people that are in need, and they're trying to make a plan. So this would be the starting point, is to work with what they're interested in, the city's interested in, and what people are already striving to do that, and then we can build towards a full plan for the entire city.
So yeah, get the entire city involved. And what else? We talked about how people do want convenience, and it's about really changing your perceptions and about really changing your concept of what it is that you need in your diet, about changing your perceptions, because a lot of people want change, but they don't necessarily want to put in the effort. So once they realize that it's self-fulfilling to do this, that you can, by doing this, you can feel good about yourself, and kids thrive on this kind of work. What else do we talk about? Okay, so that kind of led us to our final question. So do we try to educate, or do we just do it and lead by example? Do we just show people how exciting it is and how much we love it? And so will that inspire people? So at the end, we basically said we will combine those things and maybe create tours of the city where people are doing these things right up for real. And what else did you talk about with the door and that?
Oh, we gave an example of Matt Redsel's greenhouse that he built on the south side of this house as an example of something that would really impress people.
And it's something that you could do
yourself.
Pretty quickly. You could do it yourself. So not necessarily getting up on your soapbox and educating in that way, but by saying, hey, look what everybody's doing, and creating a movement that way. And we talked about using the market downtown to go beyond the market. So where is that actual grower from? Where can I actually go and see that farm and get more involved on a really basic level by not just going to the market, but going to the real place where they pick their crops. And so we need to also maybe get a few bylaws changed in London so that you can actually have a roadside stand and go there and talk to that farmer and buy from them instead of all these roadblocks in the way. Did I forget anything?
That was pretty
good. Okay. Thank you so much.